girl Lovatia, the owner and founder of the Ethereal Pleasure Oasis. And if you're here, it's probably because you want a little bit more pleasure in your life. And that's what the Oasis is here to serve as for you. A safe space to be able to come home to yourself. Today's episode is going to be all about how to pleasure yourself with a toy. And today's specific toy is going to be two different kinds of wands. So the first one is going to be the Micro Magic Wand. And then the other one is going to be the Calm by Dame. And I love both of these wands for many different reasons. Both are also sold in the Ethereal Pleasure Oasis Pleasure Shop. So feel free to go there and support women-owned businesses. Dame is actually a women-owned business as well. So you'd be double supporting women-owned businesses, which I love. And of course, I have my handy dandy vulva here. This is going to be a real simplified lesson. And if you are pleasuring yourself for the first time, I actually don't recommend that you start here or start with the toy. I highly recommend that you explore yourself first with your hands, with your lovely hands. And I have a step-by-step guide on how to pleasure yourself with your hands. So you can check that out in the video workshops on the Ethereal Pleasure Oasis. I'll put a link in the description. But if you are somewhat seasoned and would like to get into using toys but don't really know what to do, where to go, or how to start, then I really recommend trying a wand first. Now, if you know me and you know my story, then you know that my mom actually bought me my first vibrator when I was 16. But like I said, I had been exploring myself with my hands prior to that. So the concept of self-pleasure wasn't new to me, but I think that the conversation that I had with my mom didn't make me feel ashamed of wanting to explore my own pleasure. She very much so encouraged me to find a voice when it came to advocating for myself and my own pleasure, and then just exploring my pleasure safely, shame-free. So I really appreciated that. And I talk a lot about that on TikTok, on Instagram, on social media, and also I share my story on my website, so you can check that out. Now, quick anatomy lesson because it's very important. I do have a video called like what even is a vulva, where we learn the different parts of vulvas. I think that post was up in 2022, but just a quick refresh. And then if you're more of like a written kind of learner, like you need to see it on paper, I have a blog, a free blog. It's called Anatomy 101, I believe. And that's under the Ethereal Pleasure Oasis portal as well. So this is your vulva. This is your vaginal entrance. There's a little hole right here. That's your urethra. That's where urine comes out. This is your clitoris right here. And then this is going to be your clitoral hood. You have your labia minora, which are your little lips, and then your labia majora, which are your bigger lips. Again, if you want a slowed down version of this, everything is in the Oasis. I'm only really able to talk about butt so much. I don't even know who's going to really see this because I have a whole vulva on my screen and a toy, but hopefully this gets past and through to you and you get to enjoy this. If not, if I don't see this gaining a lot of traction, I will put it on the Oasis so that y'all can just have easier access to it. But here we are. So first I'm going to start up with the Micro Magic Wand, and you're going to press this small button first. It's like the on button. And then you can play around with the modes. So this top button with an M, think M for modes. And so got some patterns. Okay, I love it. I think it's about 7 patterns if I'm not mistaken, and then you press the button at the bottom to turn it off. So what I always recommend is starting slow. Now, this is after we're warmed up, y'all, okay? And if you want to know about the warm up, you have to check out the Oasis. But after we're warmed up and our bodies are ready and we've given ourselves as much foreplay as needed, then we can go in with teasing our vulvas. So turn it on. I have it on the first setting. And I personally like to just slowly graze over every bit of my vulva. So I'm hitting all the spots very gently. I'm not applying too much pressure because I think the goal really is edging. Like sometimes we can be so aroused that we just want to dive into the climax. And it's like, why don't we actually take our time and then have like a great full body O, as opposed to when it's just like so directed on the clitoris. It's like, okay, I came. Now what? You know? So slowing it down, not applying too much pressure, grazing the left lips, the right lips, the external outer labia majora and labia minora. The lips are your labia minora or your labia majora, and we call them your inner lips or your outer lips, but the scientific name is labia minora for the inner ones and labia majora for the outer ones. But it's important to remember that you also have this inner system working with your clitoris. So your clitoris is not just what you see right here. No, your clitoris has some inner workings inside as well, internally. So eventually, as you warm up and as you play with your inner lips and your outer lips, sometimes I will literally rest this in like a fold on the outside of my labia majora, on my outer lips. And as you feel yourself getting more aroused, then you can start adding some more pressure. And then you will really feel that intensify within your body, which I think then gives you more of a full body climax. And I like to switch it up. I don't try to keep it on one spot for too long until I feel like I'm really, really, really aroused. And then I will stay in that one spot. And like I said, normally it's a nodule right on the outside. It's like the crease of my outer lip. I don't even know how else to describe it. I wish I could like show y'all my physical body. But I do plan on getting some more things like this. So if you know where I can get some models or some like more soft silicone versions of this, then please let me know. Like, this is the time anatomically correct, but I would like to have something that's a little bit more a full system, right? So we can see the thighs and all of that stuff. Also, feel free to play with the toys on your thighs. Feel free to play with the toys in your erogenous zones. And if you don't know where your erogenous zones are, then you can click the link below. And once again, I have a whole blog and article about erogenous zones. You tease. Of course, you don't forget the clit. You do want to make sure that you get above the clit, right? Around it, on it. But it's going to be so sensitive because it has between 8,000 to 10,000 nerve endings. So that's something important to remember. You don't want to overstimulate it and move it around. And eventually this will become intuitive and your body's going to be like, okay, let's leave it here. Let's leave it here. 9 times out of 10 when I'm orgasming, it's happening right down here. I don't even know. Maybe it's hitting the inner clitoral bulbs. Maybe it's hitting the legs. It's just whatever it's doing, it feels freaking amazing. And you can change up the speed. So I do like to, like when I do feel myself getting more aroused, I'll switch it to the second setting. Sometimes third if I really just need an extra oomph. So that's really helpful. But then we also have our bigger toys, right? I do love to use the Calm because first of all, it was made by a woman, designed and engineered by a woman. And I think that is very clear based on the fact that this entire toy is silicone. Very, very, very freaking important. And that it's ergonomically easier to handle, right? So I just feel like it's just more comfortable in my hand. It also matches my skin tone. Like whoever picked out this periwinkle blue is just chef's kiss. But I love this because it actually gives more of a rumble. And so I want to show you the difference. Can you hear this? That's more of a vibration. I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to... Do you see the difference? That's more of a rumble. And so to me, this gives like a very, very, very deep, like once again, it penetrates through just external pleasure, right? So same thing, you're going to want to tease the inner lips, the outer lips, around your vulva, underneath, above. You want to hit all the spots and just allow it to take you on a journey. Now, again, I do love the settings that this has. And this is me turning it up. Let me see. Okay, you press this lower button and this is what changes the settings. So now this has like more of like a boom, 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 boom. And again, because it's owned by women, I just feel like the vibration settings just make sense. This starts off soft. Do you hear it? It starts off like and then gets deeper. The edging setting. And again, I would probably hold it like this and just work my way down. Real light since it is like a deeper rumble. And I would say that beginners can actually enjoy this. You hold down this button to make it stop. Beginners can definitely enjoy the Calm wand by Dame. I recommend it. But I would say if you are an extra beginner, start off with the Micro Magic wand or something like the Micro Magic wand. This is similar to my first toy. My first toy was about this size. But it was by like a brand similar to this. And so maybe I just have a special place in my heart for when it comes to this. But I just feel like this is a little bit less intimidating size-wise if this is your first time ever pleasuring yourself. But if you've pleasured yourself a bit, and you feel like you can dive into this and want a different experience, then go get you a Rumble, like get you a Calm by Dame and enjoy yourself. And that is how you pleasure yourself with a wand. Really, really, I don't want to say simple because I know that not everything feels simple to everyone, right? But I definitely say if you're going to start off with a toy, start off with a wand and then work your way up. Maybe we'll do how to use a suction toy next, and then we'll work on rabbits and anal. We'll do a whole bunch of different kinds. We'll do toys that have different modes and motors and dual stimulation and all of that. But I think it's very important to start with these. So if you are interested in the micro magic wand or any variation of this magic wand or the Calm by Dame or any toys by Dame, then you can check out the Ethereal Pleasure Oasis or lovatia.com, and they will be waiting for you. Please enjoy. Don't forget to sign up for my emails. I also have a 5-week pleasure program that you can highly enjoy if you just need a way or a safe space to dive into your pleasure journey and don't know where to start. I think that my 5-week pleasure journey is a great place to begin. So that's it. That's all. It's your girl Lovatia. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone who needs a little bit more pleasure in their life, needs to have some more big O's. This video was created for sexual education purposes, educational only purposes, and with the goal to just help you experience more pleasure in your world without shame. I love you. Give yourself a hug for me. And don't forget to be kind to yourself and to be kind to animals. Mwah.